The ambulance might break this, it might crush your springs. I'm not sure what to expect. The farther out it goes, the lower this is gonna go, as long as it falls onto here. Doesn't matter if the occupants are hurt because it is in fact an ambulance. I predict some very good levels. Unity, they let us use springs and we get some new vehicles to play with. Do they move at the same time? No, the tow truck goes first and it's very useful as a tow truck. Wait, I might have got that wrong. What's the opposite of useful? One step at a time. Get in the tow truck, make it up my little ramp. I think it should just fine. We're gonna bring this car and land it right here because I know it's not breaking the ground. That's probably overkill, but I think it's gonna work for now. Now we just gotta span this gap. Let's put our plan into action. Tow truck, so far so good. Didn't really think there's gonna be much of a problem with the tow truck. Off it goes. This part's the part that worries me. Okay, as long as the tow truck makes it, whatever this is should do just fine. It's actually kind of quick. I should have jumped it somewhere. Okay, and this is gonna work. I'm completely okay with this as long as it gets to where it's going. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. Boy, things are different today. 458th. A few very small adjustments later, I got 418th place, so that dropped me 40 spots. We're not going to worry so much about the leaderboard. Alright, we've got to get a very heavy fire truck over here, presumably using a drawbridge. Or maybe I'll just build one of these because I've got pillars for support anyways. Here's where my very special brain landed. Is it going to work? I'm not sure yet. It might actually hold up to the weight of the fire truck. It might not. So far so good. These bumps at the top are what have me worried. Alright, we're having a small hiccup. Not to worry, I'm pretty sure I can make a few small adjustments just like that, and the ship will go right underneath. Probably makes the bridge a little stronger overall anyways. That's still true though, it might have collapsed before anyways. New and improved design, completely flawless. This will hold up a fire truck, no problem. I'm very, very confident in that. I knew it. Alright, so that should definitely mean that van can cross, as long as our pirate ship doesn't hit the bridge, and I think it's going to clear it only barely. Alright, well, we all know the van's going to do just fine, unless it happens to be exceptionally heavy, which it is not. Probably about top 10 on that one, but we don't need to look too closely. Lowrider, everything but springs and hydraulics. So I've got to get the limo over the boat, down to the star, back up to the flag, which should look something like this once it's done. I've disconnected the right side of my bridge because I just want to see if this part's going to hold up independently. If I know this part is good, I know the second part will be easy to do. The limo's doing good so far, my bridge is dangling on the end. I don't really like how slowly the limo's going. If I can't make it over this, I'm going to have to redesign everything again, and that's not a lot of fun. Outstanding. At least I caught that mistake before I completed the entire bridge. I'm now testing things to see exactly what kind of slope the limo can climb up. Apparently this one's not good enough for it either. This little crest right here just can't quite make it over because it gets high-centered. But that kind of gives me a fun idea, which should look something like this if I can get this to work. You know what, the limo's not going to clear the gap anyways. Unless, it's not the quickest car and it doesn't really like those edges very much, but I think it will work itself over, which is good. That part's not so good, but I'm onto something. This might look really strange and stupid, but it also might work. I just need to stop it from flipping over a little bit. Or just kind of guiding it as it falls. It breaks the bridge. Prowl run number 1 at 300% speed because the limos are annoyingly slow. Basically, I want this pillar to absorb all the force of the limo, but I also don't want the limo to flip over and break my bridge. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to work the way I want it to. I needed one of these pillars to absorb all the force of the limo. Otherwise, it's going to miss out right through my bridge no matter what I do. Just like that. So here's an interesting one. Limo goes up, makes it to the top, slowly creeps its way over the edge. Interestingly, watch what happens next. It slams down, the bridge holds somehow, mostly because of all the steel. Makes it across no problem. That's that, $39,000. They don't have to make sense, they just have to work. Buggy bouncer. Ooh, I like the look of this one. So what do we got going on? That thing goes a long ways. I'm thinking if I could build something nice for it, it'll land, it'll spring itself right across. So let's see exactly where this thing is gonna land so I know where to make my bouncy thing. Probably between these two pillars, maybe add about this pillar for extra strength. Or I could hang it from the balloon, that might be fun too. For now I'm just going to try really stupid things to see what happens. Eventually something will start to form and we'll get a better result than this probably. I mean, I've only got $15,000 to work with anyway. Added 50% compression to the springs. It's kind of like a trampoline, that might somehow work. It did not. Here's an interesting strategy. I noticed it doesn't actually touch the water here and climbs up on this rock. So all you really need to do is build a ramp so it can clear this gap. The rest of it doesn't actually matter. See, it'll just go there, should climb right on up there, jump that little gap at the end. It's that easy. $6,600. A bus full of people that makes an accordion in the middle. Oh, it even tells you the mass and speed these things move at. That would have been handy to know. It's not pretty, but it's probably functional. Added one single piece of steel to the bridge, and it's this much better already. So far so good, we're at almost the budget, which means we should probably have a successful bridge. Buses are heavy. Who'd have thought? I think this should be the winning ticket though. This is the part that scares me now. Yeah, nope. Provided it holds up now, we're actually under budget and I think this is gonna hold. Could shave a little bit off the budget, but we're so close to it anyway, I'm not gonna bother. This is as good as it gets for this one. It's ugly, but it works. Roundabout. Monster truck, hydraulics, boats, a turnaround, and all sorts of materials. And I need to collect both flags to do this. I think I've got an idea. Basically, we need to make the monster truck drive across this gap, get the green star, go up here, hop over into this, it'll turn around, go right back this way. Let's put our little plan into action. The bridge holds itself up, which is a really good start. And again, I wish the monster trucks were quicker. This one is very slow. So far so good, everything's holding up. This jump is going to be a little bit of a question mark. All it's got to do is turn itself around. Basically, all I need to do is make it do a complete barrel roll and it should turn around and then we're stuck. Just give the ramp a little bit more of a lip. Hopefully it completes its flip and it does. So it's going to go around and... oh, it's still going to do it. You can do it. I believe in you. It actually squeezes its way through there because it can compress itself, as it has suspension. Double-decker highway, look at all the vehicles we have to deal with. It's giving us springs on every level, and I'm not really using them as much as I should be. Bus has got to go up top, other two down below. I think I'm going to try and do this one in the boring fashion. Everything's going to drive straight across, with the lower two dropping to their doom at the end. So far, we're getting a lot of nice even angles, and I really like that because that means they're going to be very strong. This is at 61 of our $90,000 budget. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. It's holding up against the race car. Never mind. 70 of our $90,000 budget used. I just added some wood right here in between. I'm going to get rid of this rope that probably doesn't do anything anyways. But we'll find out. So far, the red car's off to a good start. I think it's going to make it to where it's going. Good. That's out of the way. That's a little bit less weight on my bridge. The boat clears it by a lot. Never mind. I'm putting my rope back because that might have actually helped. It stops everything from bowing outwards. I don't know if it makes a big difference because it's just rope, but we'll see. If the bridge doesn't collapse as soon as the bus hits the middle, we'll know the rope does actually save things. And it's shockingly having the effect I wanted it to. This part worries me. Well, the bus made it. 2 out of 3 cars is close enough. Pretty sure adding this piece of steel right here is going to be enough to do it. We're going to put it on fast speed because I'm tired of watching the bridge collapse. Off it goes, and is it going to be good? Yep, and oh, the limo again. Please flip over. Got it. Perfect. $70,000. Split level, we have a plane to deal with. That's new. Budget $39,000, all the usual suspects. This one's a little bit confusing to my slow brain because it's going to go blue car, hydraulics are going to do something, plane and taxi go, then other hydraulics. Oh, because the blue car has to go there and back again. This is where I went initially. I know the plane is probably going to hit this bridge, but I just want to see if it holds up for the blue car. We got to get that part established first, then we can worry about the plane and whatever else happens. So he's happy enough to do that. The plane comes through and the taxi is going to go at the same time, so that doesn't really work. So we split the bridge in the middle, leave the support open up here, obviously. Then maybe we can get away with doing something like this. If that contracts 50%, it's going to pull this arm up. Then with the other side, let's see what it does. First of all, the blue car's got to make it across, so I think it's probably very light. No problem there. And that actually works. Oh, is that going to clip it? Yeah. So we'll change the angles of the hydraulics just a little bit. They only have to pull a little bit more to be able to clear the plane wings. As long as the bridge still holds itself up, I think we're doing just fine. Now, as long as the hydraulics hold up right here, I think the plane will clear it. Gonna be close. And I think we're good. Only barely. Cool. Got this one under control. $27,000 out of the $39,000 budget. We're gonna speed it up to watch that blue car go across because I'm pretty confident. Got it. Anchors away. Rope, wood, road, truck. And this is one of those levels where there's no anchor point on either side. It's only the balloon or the rock. This should work. I'm like 40% sure this is going to work. We're going to do it on 200% speed because I assume the truck is very slow. Oh, come on. Swing up. Yeah, I think I see a problem. It's that the truck is very heavy. It's much heavier than I thought. But the bridge seems to hold itself up. I just needed to swing in the proper way. Or secure it. But I'd rather have it swing. Because securing it would be expensive. And now swing back. Or I could just weight it on one end too. That might also work. I mean, even going like that would probably work as that's going to hopefully stop it from swinging. Swinging as much as it is. Nope, that just breaks the bridge in half. So if I unbalance the bridge, that doesn't work either. Something like this might be enough to hold the bridge steady. It also might not. I need to see how it reacts once the truck gets on there. That will chalk up to a failure. However, if I make this part just a little bit bigger, the truck glides gracefully across without problem. I don't think we even need the rope at that point. Never mind, we need the rope. Although we only need little ropes, I just saved $500 off the budget. That's good enough for me. Fork in a road. Springs are back. Steel wood road. We gotta jump the buggy up top, and the wheelie car is just gonna go down below. Which, I guess, something like this, I might even put a spring here just for fun. Then again, I can't do that. I probably need road for my stupid wheelie car because it's very slow. And test run number 1. It's not bad, but not good. I had to adjust the ramp in a small way because the car wasn't jumping high enough, and now it doesn't hold together anymore. Okay, I turned a few pieces into steel. Namely, I changed 2 pieces into steel, and now the bridge doesn't work because the stupid car can't get up there. That's fine. If the game wants me to build things out of springs, I'll build things out of springs. I don't care. Redesign. The road actually fits perfectly between these 2 spots, so I'm thinking that's going to be helpful. So here's what I've got. A simple bridge that works. But the car doesn't get to where it's going, so I need to find a way to get that speedy car up top. Experimenting with putting a spring on the end, I think if I could get that to sit right, that might work. Because the first car will spring off it and go up, where the next one will just kind of do that. I guess the obvious choice all along would have been doing something like this, as long as that other little car can make it up and over. That's the main concern. Anyways, that should have no problem now. This guy might have a problem here. Might have to change his to springs a little bit. And yeah, so we're just going to start experimenting with some weird things. As this guy goes up, hopefully this will collapse down a little bit, though that might stop things from happening. Nope, no good. I've stretched the springs out 30%. That car gets to where it's going. That car might be able to climb right up that. The springs are interesting because they are going to change the dynamic of the bridge as we go. I've also changed the angle of this last piece of road, so hopefully that car can just make it up and over. Wow, that actually worked, and I think the bridge is still intact technically. Am I right? Yeah, maximum stress 65.3. I'm gonna like the springs now that I know how to use them. Air show, so we got a motorcycle, which is very light, hydraulic, jets, hydraulic, and back again. And this is a very, very big gap. So to start, I'm thinking something like this, lots of steel to help hold it all together. And since I can anchor my hydraulic onto ground, I'm gonna pull off that because there's nothing stronger than ground. So it's gonna look something like this. At least that's what I'm thinking so far. I don't even know if this is gonna hold up. It is not. Added a few more cables because cables are strong. They're probably going to help hold the span up. So far it holds itself up. Is the motorcycle going to be able to cross? That's good. The hydraulics do have me a little bit worried because I don't know what's going to happen now. They don't like that very much. But the jets made it by fine. I think maybe if I do one of these systems from either side, that might be the winning ticket. So far so good. The bridge holds up. The motorcycle can cross. So just a matter of those hydraulics again. There's one from either side, so they should be stronger, though they still kind of fail on that. But definitely not because I had split points in the wrong spots. That's not something I would do. Not at all. Now, so my plan might have kind of worked the first time. I just had kind of the bridges broken in the wrong spots, but this should work. Yep, those fly right on through. The bridge will reconnect and off we go. 52 out of $60,000. Motorcycle, we don't have all day. And got it. Look at that. Someone did actually go right over top of all of it. I was wondering if that was possible. Momentum. I'm good at momentum. $24,000 to get this car down to there. Easy. I'm kind of hoping I can get away with something like this so that the car just jumps off there without any more materials needed. Why is this car so slow this time? These are normally fast. This isn't a fast car. And I've only got 6 pieces of road to work with. So this car needs to speed itself up or this just isn't going to work. This is definitely going to collapse. I can feel it. Something like this, probably more my style. This should work just fine. This won't even be that hard. Test run number 1. These always go super well. There's going to be a lot of force at the bottom of that. Oh, actually. Okay. That's easy enough, 17%, and yeah, 281st place. What do you think the odds are this'll work? I kind of thought that orange car would go faster than that, but never mind, it was worth a try. Ring theory. A dump truck has to go across a gap that big. I feel like there's supposed to be an arch involved, but I don't want to build an arch. I actually have limited wood for the first time ever. I have 14 woods and 2 pieces of steel. So right away, I think I'm going to need some steel pillars to make some rope stuff happen. But very quickly, we're over budget. And the bridge just doesn't work anyways. My next thought was something like this. That's going to put a lot of stress on these outer cables though, so I'm not really sure what to make of this. Probably not going to work, but I've surprised myself a lot. Okay, did not expect that to work. I'm not going to complain because I hate the arch levels. Moving on. Dip and draw. We have springs, all sorts of stuff, ambulance hydraulics, floating thing, hydraulic, idiot. The ambulance needs to go across, the hydraulic's going to raise to the boat, lower again, then moped. You think these springs are strong enough to hold up this structure? Well, it looks as though they are, so that's kind of interesting. I feel like we're about halfway to the goal on this one, just got it a little bit in here. And then I'm going to try and pull it off of the hot air balloon because I know that it's a very strong anchor point. It can't break. Not really sure overall what's going to happen with this bridge, but It's not great. And if I remove the hydraulic from the balloon, we kind of get the same result. The bridge itself, not good. After adding a few more triangles, things are better, not great. I made a discovery. If I use wood instead of springs from the hot air balloon, the ambulance makes it a lot farther along. Shocking, I know. I now have the core of the bridge exactly to where it needs to be before I add the hydraulics. It holds it up over the very heavy ambulance. Now I just need to kind of do something about that problem. After watching what just happened, I thought it would be fun to make a hydraulic to pulse the bridge downwards, but it doesn't really work that great. It probably could with a little bit of effort, but I'm just not that ambitious tonight. But maybe we just reverse that hydraulic. That might actually be the winning ticket. Ambulance coming across. No problems there so far. Probably a little bit overkill on the bridge design now. And actually, yeah, I need to remember this kind of a setup because that's really helpful. And I don't foresee the moped having a problem crossing the bridge now. $38,000 out of our $52,000 budget. Look at him go. Weight distribution, I'm great at that sort of stuff. Moped, ambulance, moped. I can already see this is going to be a teeter-totter sort of thing, but it's going to be a teeter-totter with springs, so I'm okay with this. Right away, this is what I'm thinking. We're not going to know really how this works until we get an ambulance on it. Oh, the moped goes first. That's okay, because actually this is working out very nicely so far. I'm actually very surprised by that. The ambulance might break this, it might crush the springs. I'm not sure what to expect. The farther out it goes, the lower this is going to go, as long as it falls onto here. It doesn't matter if the occupants are hurt because it is in fact an ambulance. So maybe we add just a little bit of steel to the equation. We still got $8,000 of budget left. I just need this to not break. And I also need everything to squish down a little bit more. You would think the steel itself would make the bridge a little bit heavier on this end, but so far so good. Please hold together this time. Please hold together this time. It broke again. Pure steel bridge. If this doesn't work, I need a redesign. And I really don't want to have to make a redesign. I could make it slope a little bit on the end, actually. That might be the difference. Come on, get down there. Well, it made it to where it was going, but this moped's pretty boned. What do we think? Is this going to work, or is that going to leave the mopeds too low? Ooh, I might not be able to clear that gap. I could stiffen his springs just a little bit, though. The right spring is 10% compressed. That way the moped can still make the gap. I'm just hoping this helps the ambulance get down there quicker. The more downhill it's going, the faster it's going to be, the less force it's going to put on the bridge. Please take your time. It's not like anyone's dying. You're not an ambulance or anything. Is this going to work? It might. Oh, it's so close. Luckily, we are working with steel, so we can just make bigger triangles. The moped is good. The bigger triangle should be stronger. The ambulance should get to where it's going as long as it can squeeze that gap, which it can't. We're so close right now. If the moped could just make that gap, we would be okay. Starting to try all sorts of weird things because I'm very, very close. It's just going to be a little adjustment somewhere that's going to finally get this. Like that is so close. I hope I haven't been really stupid this whole time in using too many springs. I've gone down to one spring. That means it should compress a lot easier. Just a matter of making the mopeds go somewhere, but I think this is actually going to do it. Because the mopeds aren't really going to drop too much on that. It seems to make it across. I bet the ambulance is going to drop right down here nicely because there's only one spring for it to compress. And yep, that definitely makes a difference. I just got to make the bridge stronger. Gonna try this from a different perspective now. Gonna work from the bottom up. That wasn't working either, so we're gonna try hanging it from the balloon up top, which is going to be interesting. I don't know if this is going to be any kind of answer at all, but we're gonna give it a try. Ambulance, go. Make me happy. Oh wait, he crashed. Yeah, I still feel like I was closer the first time around. Maybe a double spring is the answer because we get double the stretch? Not sure if it's going to hold up, but we're going to try. And that's more or less the same result again. I've had an aha moment. This is probably what I should have been doing the entire time because I'm pretty sure things are going to be structural up to here. I'll make things pivot at this point. And that definitely looks kind of comical, but it's going to work eventually. Here's where we're at. Moped goes across the boing boing, no problem. Gets to where it's going. The ambulance almost gets there, just need a little refinement at this point because it goes to there and crashes. This might work because I added a little lip at the bottom. It's hopefully going to send the ambulance in the right direction. Didn't work. But I'm going to keep adjusting that lip until it does work. Progress report. The lip kind of worked. Moped gets to where it's going. Ambulance comes along. This doesn't quite work. I'll tell you that right now. And that's why it breaks the spring. I think we just need a second spring to help share the load with this as long as it's at the same extension rate. And it turns out having the extra spring doesn't work because it makes it too strong. I get things kind of to where they need to be, but then the ambulance doesn't sink nearly enough down because of the angles. I've finally done it. It was just a matter of tweaking things, keep playing and playing and playing until it worked. So it goes like this. Moped goes across, no problem. The one spring holds up to this entire thing. This right here was the angle I kept having to mess with. Whoever's in the ambulance is now dead. Life goes on. Go away. This looks fun. So it looks like the big truck with the trailer has to pull everything across. It's all very heavy. Then the car gets off the trailer and goes up here. First, let's just get the big truck across. That shouldn't be that hard. So something like that without the crashing. Just added a little bit more steel in there, so we're good. We used up $23,000 of our budget now. So I need to see what happens. That little guy jumps off and we're gonna have to find a way to make him go up here. Which hopefully is gonna be as simple as disconnecting some of this stuff and adding a hydraulic here instead of what we have. That should lift this whole thing up. Yeah. The only question now really is the bridge gonna hold up now that I've changed things? And it looks like it's gonna do just fine. What's the hydraulic going to do is going to be the next question. Not quite there yet, but I mean, it's such a small adjustment now. This level's way easier than the one before. Made the hydraulic longer, therefore it's going to extend further. As long as it extends far enough, we'll be there. If not, I'll just make a different point. That car might actually climb up on that. It's got pretty big wheels. It's not very quick, but I think it's got some climbing ability. This might be pushing it though. Alright, I'm just going to straight up make a hydraulic here because that part of the bridge is probably going to hold up anyway. Hydraulics are pretty strong. Yeah, we're just fine. And look who decided to show up. Alright, as long as this holds up, we'll be good to go. If not, I'll just add a few pieces of steel, and it's really just that easy. Oh, never mind. Still needs a little bit of work. Getting a little bit creative, I just made the hydraulic connection point a little bit higher up. I also put it the wrong way, but you'll see what's going to happen in just a second. The truck is across. We're actually going to go a little bit above it. That way, hopefully the wheel drops on and grabs some traction. We're about to find out if this is going to work or not. That thing's slowing down a lot. Come on, you can do it. Oh, stupid car. I do have a very easy solution to make this one work. I'm just kind of committed to trying this now by adjusting the hydraulic. Okay. Here's what we do. We just add a little piece of road, something like that. That way when the bridge raises, it connects roughly to that piece of road, and that thing will make a seamless transition. I could even lock it in there, but there's really not much of a point at this point because it's going to go right there, and we're about $10,000 under budget. Done. Another 16 levels completed under budget and under stressed.